today at the program. We dey look at wetin NEC fenot for sake of the Koinadugu by-election investigation wey dem dey do for complaint wey dem get from the political party dem wey be participate na this particular by-election. Well, at the studio this morning, I want to welcome Christopher A.A. Jones, wey na the acting director for media and communications na NEC. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Morning, 98.1. Thank you for bringing me here.
All right, continue for the way. We'll come back to you shortly.
We go quick and look at one issue. Societies behind the National Electoral Commission being set up committee for look inside election violence issues. We happen na the Koinadugu by elections. We said the APC and SLPP then being get concerned about this election, and self APC being raised concern say, but the councillor election results now Ward 155 as them believe say now they win this election, not to SLPP win them. And from the investigation where the committee do, and then finding according to the Chief Electoral Commissioner na NEC, Mohammed Kone, show say the commission not get no reason for reverse the decision for Sikada results. Mohammed Kone talk this, where even they announced the results them after we NEC conduct 2 by-elections them now Ward 069 na Kenema City Council and Safe Ward 091 na Koinadugu City, Saturday, November 13 this year. Well, for more on this, we join Princess Pias.
Saturday, November 13 this year, the National Electoral Commission (NEC), when they get the mandate for conduct election, been conduct 2 local council by election them. One na constituency 021, Ward 069 na Kenema City Council, and constituency 027, Ward 091 na Koinadugu District. Outside the election for the constituency 021, Ward 069 na Kenema City Council, na 3 party meeting up, when a SLPP, APC and REFP. And this ward election being come after the chief administrator for the Kenema City Council be report to NEC say the councillor on this ward, Alfred Ndoa Barnett of the SLPP, takes to the leave. But how much people will vote na the Kenema City Council election? Mohammed Kone, na the Chief Electoral Commissioner na NEC, he explained.
Analysis of results, Ward 069, Kenema City Council. 24 polling station results were entered into the results database, representing 100% of all polling stations in the world. The voter turnout was 1,544 out of a voter register of 6,834, giving a percentage turnout of 22.6%. The total number of valid votes cast was 1,475. There were 69 invalid votes, representing 4.5% of total votes cast.
Mohammed Kone will later announce the candidates who contest and win election will be na Kenema City Council.
The results are as follows. Kaso Anita Sarah, SLPP, 1,059 votes, representing 71.8%. Samu Alex Brimer, REFP, 51 votes, representing 3.5%. Yajo Hassan, APC, 365, representing 24.7%. Therefore, in exercise of the powers conferred on me as National Returning Officer, I hereby declare Anita Sarah Kaso of the Sierra Leone People's Party, who, having polled the highest number of valid votes cast, duly elected Councillor for Ward 069 in Kenema City Council.
As Nabitu by election conduct Saturday, November 13. But the Chief Electoral Commissioner no be announced the results for constituency 027, Ward 091, Koinadugu District. But what is the reason for this?
Violence erupted at the polling center, UMC Primary School, Yaya, with center code number 03131 that disrupted the counting process after the close of polls. The margin of the provisional results that was tallied in favor of the 2 leading candidates was 272, which is less than 594, the number of voters on the register of voters for the affected center. In respect of the incidents of violence that took place in Yaya polling center and backed by complaint from the independent candidates, I, as National Returning Officer, hereby countermine the result of Ward 091 until proper inquiries are made on the issues raised.
As always they be, NEC been set up committee for look inside the Koinadugu election, where NEC conduct this being term after complain them from the political party them we take part in this election. But waiting at the findings we come out on the investigation with the committee do. Mohamed Kone be explain.
So after the Koinadugu elections, we set up a committee to look into the allegations that were made by APC as well as the SLPP. They have concluded their investigation. The findings have been presented to the two political parties. We also presented some of the evidence we obtained to some of our international partners. But what is important that we clearly have no reason as a commission to reverse the decision which we took with regard to the certification of the results for Ward 155. We have investigated and we have established evidence that cannot warrant us to revert that decision. And we stand by the results that was announced on the 6th of October 2021.
With all of the issue them and concern them, whether they come out from political party them and the public but NEC they woke, make Mohamed Kone, when the Chief Electoral Commission and a NEC, they end up assure political party and the public say, under in leadership, it go ensure say, NEC conduct election them na the country free, fair and credible one. For Radio Democracy, Princess Pierce the report.
All right, 7:48, now the time from we studio clock, and the program is still listening to now Good Morning Salone. From that report, the way Princess Pierce put together from the National Electoral Commission NEC, we come back to the studio guest, Wena Christopher A.A. Jones, the Acting Director for Media and Communications. Now, NEC there this morning for council we bought the findings where NEC don't get for SECA, the investigation where they may do after the Koinadugu by-election, where they may get complaint from the APC and the SLPP where participates in this election, as them raise concerns them ranging from violence where happened there and serve the other issues them where they may get about the whole by-election process. Good morning once more. Welcome to the program, Mr. Jones.
Good morning, Mabel.
All right, so before we can look at the findings them and waiting exactly una no say don't happen at that Koinadugu by election, they'll just take you back to Usai Princess beginning report, the update to a new name, the National Electoral Commission NEC, go give yesterday to journalists them as to the latest by election one I've been doing over the weekend na Kenema and Kono. Just take me through the specifics of that particular by elections day, then we will come later and talk about the issues where you specifically there for this morning. How that election they been come out?
Thank you. November 13, NEC be put date for conduct two by-elections na Ward 069, Kenema City Council, and Ward 091, Kono District Council, in fulfillment of Section 39 of the 1991 Constitution, we say NEC get power for fill vacant seats. All the center and then pull two ward be open. Sharp 7, election begin fine one. Situation won't be exist na the headquarter for NEC and also na the two district offices them. 8 Ganifanya Street and Wanaba Ward. When election done na Kenema, quick one, then we go na SLTU Hall, who will be the tallying center. Then tallying results here. At the end of the day, the result be read as follows. The result say for Kenema City, it say Kose Anita Sega, winner the SLPP candidate, he get 1,059 and a 71.8. Samu Alex Brimer, REFP, get 51 votes and a 3.5. Yajo Hassan from APC, he get 365 votes and a 24.7. The commissioner will get oversight responsibility. Commissioner Mayan, he be quick for read the provisional results. That not done, he bring come back to the boss man, Chief Electoral Commissioner Mohamed Kekone, we certify say because Kose Anita Serra of SLPP and don't pull the boku vote agree and accept say a certify him as the councillor for Ward 069 na Kenema City Council and wish him good luck. We pass over na kono election end up fine one. County begin, then begin count na one center, we na Yaya center. As in the council, quick term. Bombosuro coincide back again. This Kaima, now 4 miles from outside the main town day. Now 52 miles from the main office for Godi. Now 2 police stations to get no more. Almost voter the inside that center day. 594. When this confusion happen, people are run. Ballot paper scatter. Ballot box open. Then come back to the Italian center. All that center day, that ward day, it gets 17 polling stations. But waiting come, find one inside T. Where not happen, now 15. So the commissioner already in charge, Commissioner Edmond Sylvester Alpha, he read that provisional result. He say, anything go commodity, the commission go engage, but he don't read the provisional result. When he can atone information which we say, independent candidate, he don't complain to NEC as himself na stakeholder in the process. NEC say, well, I'm not going to read Kono result because small so don't come inside. He use one fine English word, countermand. I they put on standby. I they put them in wait. Not investigation, no. Make them go inquire what actually happened inside that election day. Because the 2 leading candidates, they get different small when are 297. So you say in the wait for the inquiry. So we read Kenema and certify Anita Serra Castle, but Konoyon will not begin at all because of Kuskas and Bombosuro will be happen inside one game center, Kaima Center. We get 2 police stations with the registered voters in 594 who put them standby, they wait for small inquiry.
So from Saturday or the weekends where these elections happen, and according to you, when I don't put on standby force, from weekends to now, when I Tuesday, what did happen with this standby, with these results then?
Well, Etina, yesterday, the Chief Electoral Commissioner, they meet the Board of Commissioners and they pull what now do. Let's give them small time now, let's patient. Then we'll give you information just now, waiting at the decision. After the don't go back now Kaima and go back to the district for get information from the political parties. Members say now 4 political parties are in Badeo, APC, SLPP, C4C, RFP, and 1 independent candidate. They all get stake in this one game center and go for engage with them. And go for call stakeholders and back for engage with them before we go pull what now do Bambai waiting at the way forward.
So for this Karima Center, we get the issue na Kono by election. Now waiting at the complaint we NEC receive and from others.
Well, waiting NEC get say counting the honor, don't open the box. People then can't say again. They be violence can't say. They say Bombosoro business, they go and come back. And I don't tell people then say election, not a bullet, na ballot. Because of that, they'll not be able to count paper they scatter, they gather everything and report back to the district election manager. And the commissioner will be in charge immediately. So instead, take word, he will come back to the chief electoral commissioner. We call meeting of board of commissioners and pull word Nadu Bambai.
Plenty violence by elections them, and according to we headline, you therefore give findings as to waiting happen at Koinadugu. We not even not present that findings, other one don't happen at Kono. Waiting exactly we not define out as the reasons for them violence they are so in the conduct of by elections them.
Well, the issue on the encounter, na confusion. I don't know if na G3 or na panic, but most of the time, if not all of the times, per recent by elections them, taken from Umfa Conte Temyanda, na Tonko Limba, Teto 110, Teto Koinadugu. Even this last one we this year, all they marry with confusion, couscous, bongosoro, and katakata, and all now one day it affects the outcome of the elections.
So now, outside the panic or GT they come out.
You say?
You talk about panic or GT. Where my colleague asked, waiting at the reason when I don't feel not taking make violence they come on by elections. Outside they come out the GT or panic now from whose section?
Now from the party there. Now 17 party we get. But almost all elections, other than they compete, now APC and SLPP. So you go look inside that one day, you go know who's one of them. He panic and cause Bongbosoro. But now then two, he always take part by election. And activity, what do they do? It affects we. Because when we're not able to forgive all the results, the public, stakeholders, them, then they look over the eye. But what we go do? Who go put box for the election? Then confusion can inside. We not there for police reserve. Now when we get for one commodity.
So that's una don't fair not say it can cause this panic or GT from the two parties them where you say most times can contest the elections then.
I wish police before then I for April 12 and then findings. Because we say if we don't pull foot commodity, we
But
not go
to
did
investigate at times.
No, we don't investigate.
When they on election,
Where then the
about one for no waiting happen.
Yes, Mabel. We go liaise with police for the police take action. When police don't do all the work, it go investigation. And so far, now two political parties in the point here too. Because then they take part by almost all elections, APC and SLPP. But who's why he caused confusion at one point in time? That one, now police will give you that hypothesis. We not for not election, but and when confusion happen by election, we not go tin up. We go one commodity. And we not even remember for good ballot paper self. Now that ballot box, now the life, now it matter.
So as we talk about issues we get for do with violence now, especially by elections, they wanna don't conduct this PNTM. I just draw you to this last one we happened this past Saturday. Una conduct two different by elections in two different districts. According to you, una read yesterday the results for Kenema and put on hold the one for Kono because you say una get complain where una want for no waiting happen before una go finally tell the listener the public waiting come out na the by election. So waiting differently happen na Kenema. We make una able for read their own results, and that's got a hold on the one from Kenema, from Kono, sorry. Waiting differently happen. Now the two situations them where una conduct the elections.
You mean Kenema and Kono?
And Kono, waiting differently happen. For Kenema young case, we make una do them peacefully and read the results, but Kono gets an issue.
Well, we always conduct election in consonance with the law. We go put box, open pools, accredit domestic observers. All of that procedure be happen. But always, the 11th hour, this one, it happen at Kono. So, now then we go turn back that same question, we go ask back the security people. Why make una able for police Kenema? We all think go fine one. But what happen at Kono? Me, I'm not going for explain that one day. Because we don't put box. We give party people chance for men to go observe the process. We give domestic observers a chance. Even international observers themselves be there. And the pool don't close down. Now continue in the on now. They don't begin count. 1-1. Now there's some people in kind side. Call them thugs. Call them youthman them. Call them Harryman. They have confusion at the place. And all man on away. Scatter ballot box and scatter ballot paper. So you see, and when you watch two sides, police for police the election. Even though you go say it's not necessary at all point in time for me could get police power election. We forgot not election, we forgot about to normal business like how we do today.
The program is still listening to now. Good morning, Salone. We come to you from 98.1 FM. We still get Christopher A. Jones, Acting Director, Media and Communication, NEC. Where they bring you this edition of the program, Good Morning, Salone. Musa Kamara na my name.
And Mabel Kaba.
Before we go for that break, Mr. Jones, if you talk about the pointers of violence of the people that are the suspects, we not think in APC and SLPP most times they take part in the elections they are so, or nearly all the elections the way they take place now different part than a Salone, and if violence happen na the two suspects then that. In this regard, when I don't engage with the stakeholders within these parties going into the elections, especially the by-elections.
Pardon, come again, please.
Una don't in any way engage with APC and SLPP stakeholders them where una they conduct elections like this for ensure say they maintain peace as according to una indications or una pointers that the two parties them una the suspects and some of them violence here.
Thank you, Musa. One of our activity inside election, now we get stakeholders meeting. Also, they bring the people in the community, the political parties, them, democratic institutions like PPRC, who bring the security people all come together, who all they meet and discuss. And one of the issues them we can come out now how to avoid violence. And they all can take them make promise. Say we can go keep on to that. And when you look for this election, now Kono and Kenema, campaign go on, issue not commodity, but when it comes to the polling, now they polling come on. So they address that inside stakeholders meeting. And that not done, we always get a platform where they meet with the political parties. When a PPLC, Political Party Liaison Committee meeting, when we discuss issues and talk to them. And in most times, like you also call them, now PPRC, and this election, Kono and Kenema, not to be exception, because the chairman of PPRC, we call them, and then we say memorandum for understanding, for keeping the peace, bring no violence into it. But they bring that one come. And as I say, that the effect will work. Because we're not able conclusively with all the number of police stations that will open for bringing all the results and report to the people in. And now we are the only body where the constitution give power for conduct election, register voters and referenda. So this one, it affects me badly.
For the Kono elections, we observe now before the Chief Electoral Commissioner called the results. Which party una the suspect in the violence?
As I don't say, now police are responsible for security. Let allow them and do their work. We don't work now for conduct election. Anything happen during the polls, so take counting, so take tallying. We get for do security or violence business. Now police for able to tell me what are their findings. Because as I emphasize, if confusion happen, even during the tally, we'll bring life into threatening. We'll not go Tinableo as NEC. We'll all go one commodity because we safe na mama born we.
So we understanding now that this Kono by election the independent candidates complain to NEC. We make don't put a hold to the resulting announcements. And that's make I be asked earlier, waiting at the contents of in complaint. Now waiting is a happen.
On which
the Kono by election.
Come again, Mabel, please.
The Kono by election, to me understanding, now the independent candidates complain. Waiting at the contents of in complaint.
It say, if we before count Kaima, in before win this election, but confusion happen. We're not able to get the result from the two police stations. So the commissioners agree say, well, let me go check. So in Court Yonka, it say Kaima, we get two polling stations. If it for counts, I before beat the first man. So because of that, and confusion happen, so let's go look query, let's go inquire, let's go know what actually happened and see what will be the way forward. After we don't engage with the four political parties and in the independent candidates, with the other stakeholders, will take part in elections.
So the other party then we don't agree with the provisional results?
Well, Etina yesterday, now Sunday, because of the good network, election happened Saturday. Sunday, we did provisional results. Monday, certified results come on. Then what come on and do say we don't hold and force. We not get no feedback from it. But because that independent candidate ain't complain before we read the certified results, now that made the commissioner on their wisdom, then listen to the independent candidate because it's like a stake for play inside the election because inside compete the primary stakeholders.
Quickly for wrap this up and follow cancel about the findings we kaya for this morning. Now waiting the provisional result they talk. The provisional result, what is it?
For the Kono?
For Kono.
Waiting the result say?
Yeah, the provisional results won't be done read to them.
Any election where you don't do provisional results done, you send and go to the CEC, he watch them, then he get complain. I'm not going to talk nothing but that though. He say not all and force. This one, if they would enforce, and I will say nothing. Pass them pull what do Bambai.
All right, so we can look at the issue now for the findings of the Koinadugu by-election, where we have been doing investigation for, and if people can remember, now on the 2nd of October this year, we have been Ola by-election day, and after the by-election, well, plenty information being come out from the two political complaints, being come out from the two political parties that will be contest, when are the APC and the SLPP, where we make, go ahead and read the results of una young findings that they but una say una they investigate for sake of the complaint them with them particularly to NEC, but say they're not satisfied with how the election process come out. Well, una don't pull on our findings now, but let me just start from the committee where una been set up. Una set up a 4-man committee for do this investigation. Let me start for no first. Who that's them na been the people them na this 4-man committee?
Thank you. Then people there now 4 senior management directors them. Then get big experience by election. And they don't train pan different in them. Even mediation, or don't train pan them. And they get a lot of experience. And 4 people there, one common at the Department of Administration, other one common at the Department of Ethics. Ethics na new department where Commissioner Kone bring come in for look at we on ethical behavior. So go behave correct one in consonant with the guiding principles. The other one, now one of the executive secretary then, now the commission. Then the last one, now the one we did for training. So they're all competent and they get long years of experience and training inside election business and also mediation business.
What have been the terms of reference for this investigation?
It be boku. But make a name on a small. One, it say go look how they do this training. It say examine how they deploy materials. He said, check the pooling staff them. Who don't be them pooling staff them they. He said, go back na Koinadugu. Go na the center. Talk to people them within the village. Look the RRF. Do all that you could. And also, when they do the investigation, he asks them for also look at other outcome of reports, findings them. Where other domestic observers like new, we don't pull na do. Waiting ONS be don't say. Waiting police be don't say. He said, now watch all of our one and bring we come a good report and do we recommendation. And some of them say in terms of reference, we call TR for this investigation.
Apart from the NEC, big people we don't call, we lead this delegation or this investigation. Would that the other set of people we na stakeholders them with them be part of these investigations, ranging from the community to the other election management bodies them?
No, this is not internal. I will say internal. Now we serve the audit we serve. We serve the inquiry because we get principle within the human resource. So we not call any other person outside because we do the first investigation first. Let we commissioner know, let we self know what actually happened out of all the queries them. We come from APC and SLPP. So we not call nobody from outside. It is purely an internal investigation.
All right, continue for the between at the studio, Christopher A.A. Jones, Acting Director for Media and Communications, NEC. Later, when we come to you, go for cancer listeners and waiting exactly on a fair note from the internal investigation we on do for SICA. Allegations and complaints will be come from the Koinadugu by-election. The program, they continue.
The program, Good Morning Salone. Inside the program now, we continue to look at more issues. We said the midterm census gets plenty concern them from political parties, CSOs, and the public. We said they say government not for doing because they not follow the right process. This make the National Secretary General for the All People's Congress APC Party, Ambassador Fude Yansane say, then party don't ask the World Bank, UNFPA, not for continue for support the census process again because it say it not legal. It talk this inside one meeting where them party hold with journalists and other party member them for talk about the position on this issue. Well, for more on this, we join Yeno Kabia.
The All People's Congress na the main opposition party in the country, where they don't raise plenty concern on different issues then, where they feel say, na bad thing them, where the government they do, as way for continue for raise them concern yam. Make the APC party don't hold press conference with journalists then, and serve with them party supporter them. Who side them go talk to them, but see them, where they feel say, they among the peace and democracy in the country. Ambassador Usman Fodeyan Sane, na the National Secretary General na the APC party begin for talk about some of the concern them where them party gets.
More than 3 years after the President Bill-led SLPP government came to power, we in the APC have repeatedly and loudly raised our concerns over and protested against the agonizing and dramatic decline in Sierra Leone's democratic, peace and human rights credentials. Sadly, the President Bio-led SLPP government has consistently treated and dismissed our legitimate concerns and protestations with reckless indifference. We are therefore very heartened that at this very crucial moment, when Sierra Leone is gearing up for the next general election, our position on the worrying state of affairs has been verified and validated by many of our civil society organizations and one of our international partners, the European Union. The issues so aptly captured in the recent EU elections follow-up report are definitely not new, nor is the President Bio-led government's reaction to these revealing facts.
Another concern wey in be talk about the police, NEC and the judiciary dem work wey make him say dem party don ask the leadership na their institution dem dey for resign.
The APC hereby categorically state that we have lost faith in the leadership of the police, judiciary, and the National Elections Commission, and that by their poor and politically compromised leadership, the heads of these critical national institutions do not have the credibility, integrity, and independence to serve Sierra Leone in the wider interest of peace, stability, and national cohesion. The immediate resignation of or removal from office the leadership of the Sierra Leone Police, the judiciary, and the National Elections Commission. While we applaud the EU for their forthright elections follow-up report and acknowledge the said report as a root and branch verified validation of our concerns over existential threat to democratic good governance, peace, and national cohesion, given the uncomfortable fact that the APC and the people of Sierra Leone have endured more than 3 agonizing years of constitutional abuses and state-sanctioned violence, noting with deep disappointment that the President Julius Maada Bio-led SLPP government, in their characteristic arrogance, have acted in bad faith in outrightly dismissing the independent findings of the EU, one of Sierra Leone's strongest partners in building and the consolidation of our nation's hard-earned peace and democracy.
The midterm census gets plenty challenge from CSO dem, political party and the public, wey make Ambassador Usman Fodeyan Sane say dem party they call on World Bank, UNFPA, not for support the midterm census again.
The current minister in the Ministry of Development and Economic Planning, who is in charge of statistics Sierra Leone, should be investigated for waste of the country's meager resources by going ahead with the unprecedented midterm census. We demand also that Statistics Sierra Leone should stop all activities that they are putting up for this discredited midterm census. We are pleading with the World Bank and UNFPA not to support a process that is at variance with the laws of Sierra Leone. The contested and controversial census statutory instrument has not been properly laid in Parliament. The pilot census is also not legal. Many Sierra Leoneans have strongly supported civil society organizations and political parties in opposition to the midterm census. The people of Sierra Leone would like to ask the World Bank and other institutions to review their decisions to fund the midterm census. Continuing with midterm census has the tendency to create instability in the country. The EU report has highlighted and described the holding of such an exercise when elections are just around the corner as unnecessary.
The Auditor General and in deputy then suspension. Now one pani plenty concern them where the APC party gets. Outside the Secretary General say the process where the President take for suspend the Auditor General and in deputy no legal.
We in the APC believe that the necessary procedures and constitutional provisions were not followed. This is the hallmark of the SLPP. They never follow rules. If you ask them, they will refer you to what APC did 20 years ago or 30 years ago. They are not prepared to follow the rules. If APC has done something wrong, do you have to do the same thing to justify that it had been done as a precedent? No. Do the needful and the right thing. In the case of the Auditor General, she has the state of a judge of the Superior Court of Judicature. You don't just remove them without reference to the General and Legal Service Commission. It is they who will recommend to you as president, and then you take the appropriate action. But that has not been done.
Ambassador Usman Yansane end up say, if the NTIA continue for happen at the country, it no go good for the country in peace and democracy. For radio democracy, you know, Kabia the report.
Because money easy for loss, like how it easy for broke egg. You save not for life you couple business to people they will not sabi, and one day we get ben. Union Trust Bank get all the correct and master sabi people them for help make you couple better. We na Union Trust Bank team up tiranga, so your money go grow fine with no wahala, and you no go get we kind service no other side. Make good use of we SMS alert where they show you your money transaction. Enjoy we internet banking services for check your accounts. Safe, you can visit we website on www.utb.sl for no more, but we order plenty products and service them. Now Union Trust Bank, excellence now it's on card. Union Trust Bank, the force and true Salone Bank.
The program Good Morning Salone they continue. We come back to the studio guest where na Christopher A.A. Jones they come out this morning. They tell you about waiting them for not for the investigation we then do from the Koinadugu by election where the APC and SLPP being lay complaints to NEC say they not be satisfied with. Seeing them where them be put inside the letter of complaint where them be sent to NEC. As you they tell you about the committee where una been set up and una don't pull una findings them. I take you back to the issue we get for do with the people them na the committee. One pan the NEC workman them now one of the issue that's been come out from the Koinadugu by election outside the APC party been talk say then get problem with that on our workman because according to them be say he add figure for the SLPP candidates now this by election yeah so and you talk say the committee we on set up the former committee na NEC workman they no more been the day. How credible this report here so be taken into consideration on a workman on a investigate and this work. Una not put the one then will lady complain, part of the committee. Una not put the community people and most of the problem happen na the committee. Now una no more do the investigation and pull findings. How credible it be?
The report we then bring out is very credible because the one day we inside the committee we do this work, then are professionals. And we all with time, we all don't be professionals in we job. Because that is one of our guiding principles. A lot of trainings don't take place. And the election result and the outcome of the result of the investigation is very credible. And because we not get nothing for hide, we explain it in 51. The first thing we will do, we call the two big political parties that we contest and report to them the outcome of the investigation. And we'll talk to them and tell them and let it think to them. Clear one.
Okay. Let we look at earlier, your earlier statement say, what we ask you, waiting exactly una fenot na corner. You say, una no go able bring out findings because when kata kin ka una kin come now police kin they around and other management bodies. Now, kata we come on Koinadugu na don't count with findings. We say una exclude the police and the publics and other elections management bodies. Somebody go say, even though you don't say the people who then do the investigation are professionals, then but then can say you can't give what you don't have. Even you be a professional, if you don't know what exactly happened, going by statement, you're not going to bring out the findings where you think say they represent the reality on the ground. You don't think so?
Yes, because even Musa 98.1, if something happen, an officer management will just grab call Papa Police or go call next day, I can check for what happen now. It will set small committee. It must get people inside, we credible. I don't say inside 98.1 at this show. People that we compete, we credible. If something happen as well, let them 2 posts go investigate happen. And the same thing happen inside NEC. We get people them long years of experience on NEC work, long-term professionals and get credibility. And then do the work because in terms of reference we then give them, it's spelled out clearly. If we allow, I can lay the card one by one, waiting and then find this because not to confusion no more than go check for. They also look at the complaint from APC, look at the complaint from SFPP. What happened? Even how they retrieve the materials after election, how they deploy the materials. Now all of the things then the committee look into one by one and bring a report to the commission.
So now waiting on a fair notes.
10K. Vacancy to be there. Huh? October 2nd, polls open. Now 2 elections begin at Koinadugu. The chairperson for the entire district. This district get 18 wards, 131 polling centers, 300 polling stations. Almost registered people in that district, 84,293. You come to the ward 155. Now councillor, now Indai, the carry chairman, now Koinadugu die. Almost person they will register inside that ward day. 3,954. 15 polling stations, 7 centers. The big tongue for that ward day, Alcalia, case 1. Which I call case 1, the first thing we APCC, we call them reconciliation issue. What is a reconciliation issue? Mabel and Musa, we gave it to call RRF, Result Reconciliation Form. And by principles and by default, every polling stations who they do election, who they give you 300 ballots. When they can pantale, would they expect, say, during reconciliation, almost ballot you receive, almost you use, almost you spoil with the ballot ready inside the box. If you match up to the total number of ballots, we are 300. So this particular center here, we get case 1, where APC gets issue pan, it gets center code of 06096. Now MCA Primary School inside Alcalia. Waiting happen. One person when at the Tale Center who been there, inside the Calabar Community Center, he say, the result we may get as party send inside now the database. It's different no straight away. As he raised that issue there, he raised that objection there. Commissioner will be there in charge. Commissioner Edmond Sylvester Alpha. He stop and say, let us go back. Then check back and say, yes, it's correct. Straight away. Then correct that issue there and give the right figure where the party agent call for. Now and they will proceed with them. Right. When they want to go investigate, they also go far and beyond. They want to look at this RRF. And when they bring the RRF, they realize for say, the RRF get beaucoup issue. It get TPEX, just like a university result, school result. It don't forget any crutch. But then she say, it get TPEX. So the blunder, the mistake, it will not come up from the polling station. But when it cannot the Tale Center, this will staff here, it will reconcile because the investigation also tell we say 100 votes, if they play, it don't get no sawe ide. And 100 votes they play. So because 100 votes they play, it don't match up to the total number of 300 who will give for each polling station. And that particular polling station, so it not go pass. So waiting happen. This will staff here, a blunder, we call a breach of procedure, a reconcile, also enough for reconcile. But waiting is still do. He go on, he sign, he pen down signature for proof, say, I don't reconcile this. So the investigation point out, say, this staff here, they don't say commit any crime, for be criminal, because he look for, say, this 100, it a play, and because it a play, something needs to be done. Therefore, how they correct them? The investigation proves say they correct them. Now the Tale Center, who say the parties them be there, 4 from APC, 4 from SLPP, and they take this 100 where they play, they put out to invalid vote. It pass. Case 2, inside Ward 155. And the councillor own 394 registrants, 15 polling stations, 7 polling centers, Alcaleaton, polling center 06101, polling station 01. Waiting then at the RRF, Koroma Sayo Mamadou, APC 083, Thoronka SLPP 0149. Now that's the investigation bring out. But waiting then at the RRF, I will make them. We create 4 space when are for 3 figure no more. And when the investigation and explain to the commission, they say when they get the tally RRF, then she say waiting the day now 0149. Then they call back the them. This is election manager. Do you account free tongue? It come with the T, waiting at T. Now the tampered evident envelope. The result for the district tally is inside. Then snap them, then open them, and they realize for say waiting at the district tally RF now 0149. Then they look back. APC it tender evidence. Waiting APC own RF say, but it don't overwrite. You mean I don't know whether or not because it not clear or waiting, but it don't overwrite. It don't use pen. It don't write on the RF. So now they want to use a below say it's not tenable. So put on one sign banfaram. They will look say this result. It not got no alteration, no alter nothing. Now from the polling station.
Okay.
Then the waiting investigation say, let's go find the polling staff. Take today the presiding officer. We not forget them for making an answer to this query. This 0149. Now you write them, we not foresee it. And because we foresee them, the commission, the findings, they say this polling staff, the presiding officer, on an PMO, they will still look for them. And the commission will pull out Nado, whose action it go take against that polling officer.
Okay.
And this network man, we don't breach procedure. The commission say they go discipline the officer there because a breach procedure. Although the form, the RF, will come on at the polling station, it don't alter. It gets this, it gets TPEX, and 100 ballot be the play, we don't get no side for put them. But that issue be correct. Now the community Kabbalah Community Tally Center, na Kabbalah, then be correct now and the party be accept them and we move go before.
Christopher A. Jones, Acting Director, Media and Communication, NEC. He therefore talk about the findings for Sika, the Alala will be happen na Koinadugu by elections, we then be get district council elections and also councillor elections. It don't give we them findings them so far, and as is earlier mentioned, say in terms of reference being get for do with polling staff and also result reconciliation form among many things them we at the terms of reference for the investigation. And according to them, they be investigate or be found out say by the time they come with some of one part the RF from them it be get TPEX and also they be found out say 100 votes be the flute we no get say for Woody. Look at the TPEX. We say what thing we na find out say na in be lead to this TPEX day one on this RRF form and what it mean na election process.
Not to by the term, by the term no, not to that it mean. Make a lay and find one, make you understand Musa, and me listeners them with the listen 98.1. When election they done at the polls, you prepare RRF result reconciliation form. One copy they go to the party. One copy they hang at the polling station wall. Other copy, when at the first copy, when at the original, and they go to the district office to the them. Other one they go to the tally, and all the day inside T tampered evident envelope. We mean say if you tamper with them, the envelope go show. So when they look the tally, district tally, waiting and see the, he read say Koroma Sayo Mamadou, APC 083, Thoronka SLPP 0149. Therefore, the investigation committee say, let me call the district election manager, come with the district copy of this election for the polling center 06101, polling station 1. A count inside the same T where it be used during the 2nd of October. Seal one, not tampered. Then open them in the presence of them where do the investigation. When they open them, then call the commissioners and for can watch. And when they pull this copy, then see say the same figure 0149, where in the district copy of the RIF, now in same one it tally with written in the tally district copy. Then they watch to APC in your evidence we send. But in your RIF, it don't overwrite Panam. And now RIF, you know they overwrite Panam. Now just like when you don't get your college result or school report card, you know they tamper with them. So therefore, it not be old water. So therefore, the investigators then prove say, this issue, nobody not alter nothing. APC be alleged say, now the tally center, they don't put 1. But when they watch the tally copy, now 0149, district copy can, now the same thing, nothing not change. Even though the committee realized for say, now 4 box to put, when for just 3 digits. But yeah, we see 4 digits. Therefore, they say, let us invite the presiding officer who presided over that election in that polling station. But nowhere to be seen. The commission, they submit to the commission for me the commission take action promptly. And one of the prompt action, they not pay him any money. And then still get for take another action against them. But it's up to commission level. So that is the issue.
Apart from not paying the person in your money, this don't put neck question mark don't depend how credible an election it can be. And na una workman, where you say una no see am, what you mean una no see am? Una can just take people and give them work, or una they do background search in case of them kind case here, so that way something happen, una go able know who side for go forget the person.
It don't left with Boku question and lessons learned. For every election, we're different from a company, we they learn lesson. But one thing we're unfortunate on the part of NEC, we staff not able to conduct any by-elections, not even to talk about general elections, because we not get the strength. So what we always do, we turn back to the same Sierra Leonean them, not to Guinean them, not to Liberian, not to Gambian them. The one they qualify, and they will take, we train them. We give them responsibility. Go and do this job. And then they turn back. Deceive we. But still yet, in fulfillment of one of our guiding principles, when our credibility, the commission will take responsibility for any of your workman a wrongdoings, because that presiding officer and ad hoc staff, so action will be taken. But going forward, lessons has been learned.
So I don't take responsibility of what happened at Koinadugu as National Electoral Commission?
That is part of the guiding principles, credibility. Any wrongdoing, where if we were able to see that presiding officer, now just one question, the investigator committee for ask them. This 0149, now you write them. If you don't give me the answer,
not able for know if I write them.
Pardon?
Una not able for know if I in write them when I handle the situation.
Yeah, now we call them presiding officer. We can then preside over that election day. Wait till we go for action, because the district tally a be there with we open the T na community, na Kabbalah Community Center. But when the them come with the district copy, we seal as in all elections, we realize for saying that the same figure 0149 now in there now the district copy where tally which waiting there now the tally copy of the RF. We may say no alteration, nobody not change nothing. Therefore, investigation turned to the presiding officer.
Somebody they say this is misleading. NEC RRF form don't need a 0 before any number that is above 100.
Come again.
Somebody they say this is misleading. NEC RRF form don't need any 0 before any number that is above 100.
No, maybe the person not understand. So because you don't understand, and my own place for make you understand. I say now 4-digit space day. 1, 2, 3. Now 4 boxes will put. But in this situation, waiting we see 0, 1, 4, 9. That means now 4 digits don't go into 3 digits. Therefore, the investigators wanted to talk with the presiding officer. Why for? Because the district Talewe Camp Freetown
Mr. Jones,
Yes,
after
please.
1 month, how serious next take this issue? Where una still dey watch for this una workman?
Well, you see, we set up big man and big woman them with a lot of experience for the internal investigation. There will be talk say who they investigate. They will come on a door. We come back for to explain. First of all, 98, we say thank you to una.
Because the reason why I ask, in as much as una set up a committee, but as important as all the complaints them be from the two political parties, them the one way be most contesting gets for do with that figure day, where be the float where somebody go add. Also, it not be supposed for them. Now, one pan the issues then they where like people and really want for know waiting happen where that person neck workman decide say if I put that figure there yonder. And up to this point, we're not able for yet from neck if we don't talk to the police, for example, for declare that person they wanting in as much as now una workman no, but una no usa ide right now. Una don't ask police, for example, for declare I'm wanting. So something if it in a community they hide, people go pull and come out now do.
The Board of Commissioners, they don't release the outcome of the investigation. The investigators, they don't submit findings, recommendations. Then they meet. Now, presiding officer, one of the prompt action we take, we for pay every workman within 24 hours after the election. They say no pay them. Then the commission, they meet. What next? The public will be informed. That's not part of the administrative decision we then go take. But as I say, it's rather unfortunate on the part of the one them who they give job, because we expect them to be able to turn themselves to the investigators them and just answer that question they who for know what actually happened.
Apart from una tap in your salary not for come or in pay for that work the way you do, what are the other steps the way NEC don't take after this investigation?
Well, I just want to explain to you, say you get board of commissioners them. Recommendations, they don't make them to them. Then say go sit down and look at the recommendations. But what we quick for do, the commission or answer to the public. So when you don't pull this here, we say talk to the public one time, may they know the outcome of the investigation. After you don't talk to the political parties, APC and SLPP, in the presence of PPRC, you talk to them first. Tell them the outcome of the investigation before we go public.
What are some of the recommendations then?
One, the first thing is the prompt one, that presiding officer is enough for PM. Right?
That's enough. That's enough for that kind of crime where he commits. For enough for pay person no more.
Well, who knows something is sick. But the board of commissioners them, then go look into the other recommendations them and come out. It will be administrative. And within the NEC, we get the human resource, and we get principles them, penalties them, depending on the crime where you go commit, where action will be meted against you. You go feel the wrath of the commission. Commission get latran.
All right, continue for the week. So they can't talk about the other recommendation later. Christopher A. Jones from NEC, they tell you about waiting and not after the Koinadugu by-election, complain them where them being get as them do investigation and don't pull any reports now do.
The program is still listening to now Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. We still get to his studio guest, Christopher A. Jones, Acting Director, Media and Communication at the National Electoral Commission. They talk about them findings them for sake of the Koinadugu by-elections, them way they hold this BNTM. And one issue will be mentioned now, the issue of the floating votes, we had 100 floating votes. Christopher Jones, somebody where they listen to you, what happened with these 100 floating votes?
Well, for the reconciliation procedure being fulfilled, then therefore take that 100 votes put onto the invalid. And all of this way the investigation committee explained, it not happen now Wellington Data Center. Now inside the Kabbalah Community Tally Center. And we'll move on. That was accepted in the present and full view of the two big party alleged decision and move on. That is not only the only thing. Even violence, the committee report on that. Violence na RCC Primary School 06047. This center, it is face to face with APC office na Kabbalah. One motoka, it drive with speed go to the center. Before Jacko Kotiai, youths them come on, they vandalize the motoka, damage them. You go back to St. Balia Primary School, 06115. People then come, they take ballot paper, ballot box, then burn all thing, then they put up 8 bikes, then they raise them. People then run helter-skelter. Even the presiding officer pulling staff them, they run. Who said they go come on? Na machine. Go to DEC Primary School, Kabasia, 06072. The ballot box, then take 30 days. We will see one ballot box.
So it's all then thing where they talk about so. Why next still go ahead and confirm the results and announce the winner? Even so yesterday, we already the Chief Electoral Commission and at the briefing una been get with journalists, them they say una no get for reverse that announcement they una be don't make una still stand so the announcements we una be don't make for that particular election day with all then see how we don't talk about.
Well, let me look now. Almost polling center within the districts. Now 131. Almost issue we get, almost polling station day, 300. So what you do, the 4 we get issue, where confusion happen, who cannot account of those votes, will bring out results for 296 stations and read them out. That's the decision of the commission. And the commission stand by that.
Any election, you don't talk say una been get the different center on accounts all and decide where people and votes all. The right thing for do in this case, not to be for let una get all the results of all the side una conduct election and read them instead of deciding say the one way we get confusion, we put them one side, but we don't read this and I ain't with the stick to. Best practice now waiting in this case.
Each election different. And other thing we want for taking note of, when we be the cancel election because of Katakata and Bombosoro, the same public be the condemn we, the voters' money, the Salone money, every one election are billions in the cost, take into consideration the things that we put into the election. So in cancellation of election, we still not put them into a law book seat. That is why the commission is going for electoral legal reform moving forward. So let the law guide we. If confusion happen now polling center, what do we do? If polling station, what do we do?
So what's in a best practice?
Best practice now where it go into the law. And that will be the best practice. So we don't determine by corner your own take or Mabel your own idea or Musa your own idea. So, we'll go look into the law.
So in this case, una just use una own discretion and decide so una they call the results, even though some fraction of the elections side them in the we get problem. Una just decide so una want for call the results for the half side where the clean election be.
The katakata now overwhelmed all the polling centers. Out of 131, you get me? Now just 4. And not to all polling stations.
Because election na election.
Yes. So we not go say because of that one day, we take a whole district of 131 polling centers, 300 polling stations. We're able to retrieve results for 296. Best practice that we see, we have to move on.
Now we look at the bone of contentions from the opposition where they say they don't go accept the council elections. And now you don't talk about 100 floating votes them way una council. This council votes, is it for the councillor or the ward or the districts?
It happened for the district chairperson. And it not happen after the result too. Now inside the tallying process na Kabbalah, APC was well represented as well as SLPP. It was arranged and the figure go back. But waiting make that issue they come up now because the $100 ballot will be the float whenever for match up, then put onto the invalid. Therefore, it go on, but not tamper. It not affect the winning of the party will be the lead. And that make a PCB really chairperson. The councillor, the alleged say, NEC thief pan and vote. We will look the RRF will come on at the district. The figure they will are the same with the figure they will at the tally RRF. So no alteration, no if nothing. That's 0149.
All right, so to wrap up the program now, this one staff way una say una still live, una workman una say una still defend. In an event way una happen for CM, then una ask and the question way una wants for ask them. If you get answer, we go contrary to waiting una don't announce as of the results. Anyway, go the way go change that result to the back based on waiting it go tell una.
The commission, the chief electoral commissioner, Mohamed K. Kone, we get the power for it certify results. Where is it don't read and done? The only time when the result go take a different turn, personal quotas. But apart of that, it stands. And the commission want for tell everybody say they go continue for the election with the guiding principles of transparency, accountability, professionalism, and impartiality. And the commission, on behalf of the Board of Commission, I want to say thank you to the manager, producer, and the entire staff of 90.1 for giving the platform for can explain back to people. That is very good on the part.
Right.
Now, they add for me to achieve with vision and with mission. Thank you, 98.1.
Many thanks to you, Christopher A. Jones, Acting Director for Media and Communications from NEC. Now, this edition of the program, Good Morning Salone Golefona. Plenty thank you to the production team. Alex Lawrence Kroma and Michael Sambola produced the program. DJ Ahmad give you technical support. Moses Kavra